is up, my Sabronis, my Spring Breakers, my CamDoggers, my March Madnessers, my Siena almost beat Duke. Ohio State lost in the first round. I spent my week in college basketball. Did you spend your weekend watching college basketball like we all did? Like America did?
In between, yesterday I did some work outside because, again, ridiculous amount of cleanup. I'm up to like 60, 70 hours or something like that and burning, and it's insane. But anyways, so in between that, I did ref 2 soccer games yesterday, had a band practice, but I did watch a lot of basketball. I was trying to be very strategitic. It was very strategic, like, oh, this game's out of proportion. It's a blowout. Go outside, do some work. But, I watched a lot of ball,
We're going to obviously talk about the bracket, what it looks like now, and some of the highlights of it all. Overall, I think that some of these games have the game of college basketball is much different than it was 5 years ago. The tournament is much different than it was 5 years ago. Never expect, like, I think it's much harder to predict when these big time upsets are going to happen. It just doesn't happen as much anymore. But before we get into some bracket talk, let's get away from college basketball for a minute. Let's just chit chat for a second. Obviously we are on spring break this week. That means doing a little bit something different than going to work every day. We went out to Pittsburgh this weekend. Me and my wife and my friend Justin stayed with my wife's friend Caroline got out for the weekend. Ate some really good food.
Is she sweet?
Yes, she's one of the sweetest people on the planet. Except she doesn't listen
Caroline.
to our podcast, so.
She does?
She doesn't.
Oh, who cares about her? Move on.
So, anyway, had some great food. We went to the largest sports bar in Pittsburgh with over 80 screens. Food was completely disappointing. $20 for a burger, that was just not worth it at all. But if you ever go to Pittsburgh, you should check out Burgatory. Burgatory is where it's at. Burgatory is one of those. You ever go to like Condado's, the taco place, where you build your own tacos? Burgatory is like that, except with burgers. Build it how you want. Great milkshakes too. Oreo, peanut butter pie milkshake that I got. So it is delicious. It is a great time. I don't know. We enjoy.
So what was the name? What was the name of the Bitter Disappointment restaurant?
I don't remember. It was across from our hotel. Kelly looked up. She's like, biggest sports bar in Pittsburgh, because I wanted to go to Permane Brothers at the time, and she's what do we do this? And said, I'm like, I don't care. I'm just gonna watch the basketball. But we went and watched Project Hail Mary on Saturday. Watched a big IMAX screen. So this is a sports podcast, but you know what? We're gonna divvy away from the sports for a second, because the science teacher in me, all right, wants to talk about this movie. I read The Martian when it first came out, but before the movie came out. I remember seeing the trailer, and I went and read The Martian. And so since then, like, I read all of Andy Weir's stuff. Really good, sci-fi space, author. So when he came out, Project Hail Mary, it was like right before my wedding. So I got the book, and I read it on my honeymoon, and I've read it twice since then. I've listened to the audiobook. Like, it is probably one of my top 3 favorite books I've ever read in my entire life. And I, believe it or not, I have read more than 3 books. Okay?
I'm not necessarily surprised at that. I'm just surprised you spent most of your time on your honeymoon reading a book.
Most of my time we were sitting by the beach. She's reading a book. I'm reading a book. It was a great book too. I loved it. Great book. And so when they announced the movie's coming out, I've been waiting years and years and years for this movie. And again, as somebody who read the book when it first came out, I could be a little bit critical of the movie and not just like, it is what, I wanted the movie to be perfect. It was a great movie. Don't get me wrong, it was great. It just wasn't as great as what the book was. And I remember sitting there afterwards and that was really good.
Oh my gosh. You're one of those people. You're the book snob. You're a book snob.
Most of the time, I don't care. Like the Martian book is obviously better, but I thought the Martian movie was really good. Don't get me wrong, this was a great movie. It was so good. It really is living up to the hype that everybody's saying it is. Like, review wise, everybody's getting good reviews. It is overwhelmingly very, 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 very popular right now. And I really did enjoy it.
I had a girl in class told me, she's like, I think you're going to like this when it comes out. I'm like, and I looked up the trailer. I'm like, yeah, I could see I could get into that. So
yeah, it really
like
is.
Good.
It is fantastic. I'm telling you, like if you watch it first or read the book first, like either way, you have to read the book because I think at the end of the day, it makes the book even greater because it was such. I mean, the book is fantastic, just absolutely great. It's not a big spoiler because they put it in the movie trailer, but Rocky, the alien that he meets and everything, it's the relationship is really good. The ending maybe felt a little bit rushed, but in the book, they obviously dumbed it down science wise, and like I'm not gonna act that I can read the whole book and be like, oh yeah, like I know exactly what's going on in all parts. It's very 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 science heavy, but as a science teacher with a little bit of understanding on some things, I understand why they have to dumb it down a little bit, but I think they could have kept some of the deep science stuff. But it was a great movie. I highly recommend everybody going and watching it.
Did they discuss Planck's constant?
No. But see, this is if you know, you know. Thumbs up.
Hey, you know what? Funny. Has Grayson said anything that's funny yet?
Y'all like my glass, by the way?
Yeah, it's
a football. Dr. Pepper.
Did you win that by throwing? Did you win by throwing footballs into a giant hole in like a minute?
No.
That was your consolation prize.
No. Yeah. Has Grayson said anything fun?
Yeah. Has Grayson said anything funny?
So I mean, he's very funny. He hasn't said anything super ridiculous yet. You ask him like, "Do you love mom?" He's like, "No." Do you love dad? No. Do you love apples? Yeah.
So like, I like apples.
Yeah, I like apples a lot.
Macy, Amber and I were just talking about this like a couple days ago. Macy used to say this phrase when she was a kid, and she would say, "If you don't mind, you mind." Makes no sense.
Explain it.
I don't know, but it made sense to a 2-3-year-old kid. If you don't mind, you mind. And so she'd always yell at us and like, okay, whatever.
The Graysonisms will be coming out here soon. I know that he'll say some silly things, but he's funny. We got away from him.
Kids are funny.
He didn't come to Pittsburgh with us, so we did not. We left Friday. We got home yesterday.
Did you leave him at home with Olive?
Yeah, Olive watched him. Olive and Lola both watched him.
See, and here you hated that dog, and it bailed you out from child protective service. So 48 hours away from our 2-year-old. I've been gone. Kelly missed it. She was gone for a day, but it was the first time in a while we both have been gone from him for that long. So missed my boy you did miss him. You did miss him. Hey man, you were just like you were Papa Woods, and you were trying to get Eldrick holding that golf club, but you're just too far away to do that. Now, when you came home, did you do a double session of football when you got back first day?
You know what? Actually, it's funny. Listen, I got home yesterday, and it was 81 degrees outside. It was beautiful as all can be. And Grayson's napping. So what did I do? I went and mowed my yard for the first time this spring.
Why would you mow your yard?
Listen, the first mow, I scalp it real low. I still had plenty of leaves and sticks. I mulched them all up. My yard is pristine now. It's a little low. We're going to let it rain over the next 2 weeks, and then come April, we are going to be mowing that baby once a week.
You need something to do. Why don't you come pick up sticks with me, so that way you're not bored. I picked up my own
sticks, and I had enough sticks left, and I mulched them over. All right, and guess who has no more sticks in his yard?
Yeah, wow. It's what, with your 1/8 of an acre?
Sorry, not all of us can. Sorry, not all of us can afford 500 acres. All right, sorry, not all of us.
But I will say, you do have a lot of trees around you, so I'm sure you got a lot of crap. But
we did. We had. I mean, I picked up the big ones, but anything that wasn't worth picking up, I knew I was going to mulch over it. So I did get that done yesterday for the first mow done. So
well, hey, I'm looking forward to and I don't go to movies to watch movies in theaters very often unless I know it's going to be good. So you're saying it's worth going to go see in a theater?
Go do it, absolutely. Go see it. Because
I'm always afraid of bed bugs.
I mean, little recliner seats, some movie theater popcorn. I mean, we treated ourselves. It was,
and then you feel a little.
No, and obviously it wasn't like the IMAX, like the big one, but we saw it was like a good. I mean, we paid $18 per ticket for this movie theater. It was a good size one with really great sound. I mean, it was worth it. So, before we talk college basketball, I do have an NBA question for you.
Ooh.
I actually have two NBA questions. The Lakers have won 9 straight. They're playing the Pistons tonight to go for 10 straight. As of right now, they were losing last time I checked. No, they're up 108-107 with 39 seconds left. They're playing really, really hot right now. The Thunder are obviously really good. The Spurs are really good. What are your 3-4 favorite teams in the West and your 3 favorite 4 teams in the East? And just right now, NBA Finals, what are you giving? Just because the Lakers are playing so hot, Luka's playing really well. Everybody's playing, and they're having fun doing it.
I think if there's a team that's going to end up taking out Oklahoma City, it's got to be the Lakers. They have the talent. They're hot. They play really well as of late, but it's a long season, buddy. And once you start getting into the playoffs, anything can happen. I heard Charles Barkley say, it was really interesting. He said the difference between college and the NBA, he said, in the NBA playoffs, the better team will almost always win in 7 games. But he said in college basketball, it just depends on one game. And if you're off one night, you're done. And he's right. He said it's not the better team that wins in college. It's the hottest team or the team that gets the most breaks. In the NBA, you got to go out there and prove it. And do the Lakers have what it takes to overcome Oklahoma City? Boy, man. Oklahoma City's still stacked from last year, you know?
Yeah, for the Lakers, you're lucky enough you're probably going to finish a 3 seed. And so you're going to have the Spurs. Can you get lucky enough that the Nuggets can take out the Thunder for you so you don't have to go Spurs and Thunder back-to-back? Because that will obviously be the hard part for it. If the Nuggets can take care of the Thunder, then they have a legit chance to make it to the finals. And give me Luka, give me LeBron in the finals over any team right now in the East. It's shaping up for them to have an opportunity. Whereas at the beginning of the season, when LeBron was out and Luka and Reeves were playing really well, and then LeBron comes back and they just kind of take a decline. Then Austin Reeves got hurt and Luka and LeBron were playing okay, and then LeBron got hurt, and since then, like since he's been back, they are playing really, really well as a team.
Now, do you think this is kind of? Do you think LeBron's trying to make one last big push to try and get that GOAT status to be ironed out? You know what I mean? First,
I think LeBron's the greatest of all time anyway. I don't think that he needs to prove anything else to be the greatest of all time. I think so we can have this debate. We can have this debate anytime you want. Just today's not the day for it. LeBron is a really, 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 really great basketball player, whether he's 1 or 2 on your list or not. I think that there is a chance that he plays next year, whether it's for the Cavs, whether it's for the Lakers, whether it's for another team. I honestly think he'll end up playing either for the Lakers or the Cavs. I don't see any other scenario. I think he either goes back to Cleveland or plays for Lakers. We can talk about that when the offseason comes. Sure. I think that the way that they're playing right now, though, if you go win a title or you get really, really close, obviously if you get really close, you come back. If you win a title, do you go out on top, or do you try to go back-to-back with Luka Doncic on your team and the cap space that the Lakers have this offseason? I don't know. I mean, those are questions that we'll have to answer later on. I just know that they're playing really good basketball right now, and they're playing team basketball. And LeBron hasn't had this good of a team that plays good team basketball since the championship that they won in 2020 during COVID. Like, it just doesn't feel, it hasn't looked this fun. They're having fun right now, and Luka's got a lot of stuff on his personal life out on the outside, and he's playing really well. It's just a different Lakers team than it was mid-December.
You know what it feels like, though? It feels like the Lakers team that was loaded with Peyton and Malone and them. Malone, the child lover. It's one of those things where...
No, that team had Kobe coming off all this drama.
Hold on.
You had Kobe and Shaq hit each other, and you went and added 2 guys.
Time out. It feels, because the Pistons are on the other side in the top of the East. So it feels a little bit like that team 20-ish years ago, where it's like, here you have a really loaded team, and you have a Pistons team on the other side that's at the top of the standings that defensively, attitude-wise, no, they're not the bad boys. No, they're not the Rip and Ben show that they had before, but they're still tough. And so, you're talking about trying to win another title. I don't think the Celtics could. I don't think anyone in the East is going to be able to beat what's in the West unless it's the Pistons. Probably the Pistons.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah.
Yeah. One more NBA question before we go college basketball. There's talks about expansion, Seattle and Las Vegas. There's no other options. Like it's either going to be Seattle and Vegas or it's nobody, which would be cool to get the Supersonics back. I think Vegas teams are obviously gonna football, baseball. It's gonna happen. That's basketball, whether people want it or not. So here's my question: if you were a Seattle Supersonics fan, pre Oklahoma City Thunder, and they become the Oklahoma City Thunder. Were you a fan that was like, yeah, I'm a Supersonics fan. This was a Supersonics. I'm an OKC Thunder fan now. And then if the Supersonics get back, are you like, oh, screw the Thunder, I'm back to being a Supersonics fan? Do you stay a Thunder fan? Is that question harder because they could be back-to-back NBA champs and they at least have one NBA championship? Yeah. It's almost like Cleveland Browns fans, and this is where I don't know, right? If Cleveland Browns fans in the 90s, die-hard Cleveland Browns fans. When they went to Baltimore, were you initially like, okay, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan? And then when the Browns came back here, I'm back to being Browns. Screw the Ravens. Did Art Modell put such a bad taste in people's mouth that that's not a good comparison? Because we've had in the NBA, the Charlotte Hornets existed. They moved to New Orleans.
Right.
They became the New Orleans Hornets. The Charlotte Bobcats go into existence many years later. The New Orleans Hornets become the Pelicans, and the Bobcats go back to being the Hornets. And so the Bobcats' history is just technically all Hornets. It's Hornets, Bobcats, Hornets, and then the Pelicans' history became. They gave all their history back to Charlotte. It's so stupid.
Sure. Yeah. Well,
but that's essentially what's going to happen with this. But how are you a fan of it?
It's the same thing where the Houston Oilers when they became the Titans and they even stole their colors and all that stuff. Here's the thing: the Sonics, like almost every kid in the '90s, loved the Sonics because of Sean
the green,
Kemp,
the yellow, the white.
Oh yeah, Sean Kemp. Gary Payton, and what about that left shrimp? But it's one of those things where, first of all, when the Browns went to Baltimore, people were so ticked off. No one liked the Ravens. In fact,
no one does still.
And you would be more likely to have someone go from the Browns to the Steelers than the Browns to the Ravens. That's the animosity that was around when I was a kid, and it felt a little bit like how the Baltimore Colts did that, and people were ticked about that. So, I personally think that they should take it back to Seattle simply because of not basketball. Las Vegas is picking up an NFL team. They're picking up a Major League Baseball team. They are too saturated. Even though I know they're the mecca of sports gambling, especially in the West, outside of Atlantic City, they even though they're the mecca of gambling, there is such a thing as a super saturation of pro teams. Now, if you want to make an expansion team for Vegas, then do it, but they should go back to Seattle rather than.
It's gonna be both. I think. I think it's gonna be both.
If you're good, yeah, but.
Yeah, and the Sonics, so I think what's going to end up happening is what they'll basically do is like the Sonics history will be 19 whatever until 2006 is when they moved to. So it's going to be that, and then the history will just be to 06 and then 2028 and on again. It'll be like a 22-year period, and that will just be the Thunder won't have any of the Sonic stuff beforehand. Like no, NBA Finals appearance. It will just be the Thunder era. And
listen, man, everyone loves Sean Kemp. Everyone loves Sean Kemp. That's also why he has like 9 kids. But everyone loved Sean Kemp when I was
loved everybody too.
He loved everybody.
Yeah, he loved especially them ladies.
That's right. So, but everyone loved Sean Kemp, like collecting his cards. Gary Payton, like, they were just such a fun team, and they were a good team. They just never. I mean, they
Lakers
did win
just
an
fell
NBA
to
title.
The Thunder. Lakers just fell to the Thunder. Luka missed a 33-foot shot that would have tied it. Sorry.
But here's the thing: the Sonics, they deserve to have a team. It's kind of ripped away from them, and so it's one of those things like when the Browns, it's like they went to Baltimore, now they're finally good, and so all the Browns fans are like, well, what the heck? And that's why there's the Cleveland curse. Yeah, yep. It's a very interesting.
Do you know when the Supersonics won their title?
79? 81, something like that. Yeah.
79, and between 1979 and when the Nuggets won it, 3 years ago? Between that time frame, the only teams in the West that had won an NBA title between 79 and that time either came from the states of California or Texas.
Yep.
If you were NBA Finals winner from the West, you came from California or Texas between 1979 and 2023, 2024, whatever it was. It's the same.
And of course, the Rockets basically more or less won because Jordan wasn't there, more or less. And so those are two big years.
Suspended when he was secretly suspended from the NBA. It's a conversation for a different day. Let's focus on the March Madness now. We are here. It is March. The madness has stricken. My bracket went pretty early on, and of course it doesn't want to pop up here. It doesn't want. None of the brackets.
Who's leading right now?
The floor
Mr.
is
Sabo?
yours, Mister. I'm not saying your username on it. It's too embarrassing for me.
What, big poopy stain?
Big turd.
Fear the stain, pal. Fear the stain.
Big turd. You are number one right now. Now, did you have Virginia in the championship?
No, I have UConn.
Okay.
I have UConn in the championship. And honestly, originally, I had Duke, and I just wanted to have something different. And so I picked UConn. Because for Duke, I'm not a big believer in the ACC. I don't think they're very good. So I was like, UConn has enough firepower.
Left, right?
Yes, correct. So I picked UConn.
Did Miami lose? I don't know. There's been too many games. Miami made it this week 16, right?
Miami, no. Nope. They lost.
I wish the bracket would pop up. There we go.
Purdue beat Miami by 2.
Gotcha. There's been too many games. Yeah, you're right.
Something like that. They were up by 2 last. Yeah, I was reffing soccer when that game was going on. So I had UConn going to the game. So I have UConn and Michigan. And now that Florida's lost, that's a very likely thing to happen. I think Duke still has to get by St. John. St. John has been pretty tough. They've been pretty tough. Not good. Tough. But I tell you what, Michigan State and UConn, that's a great game. Kohler's a great player, and then, if Fears kicks someone else in the groin, he might be able to do something for Michigan State again. He's the Grayson Allen of the modern era, by the way. But how about this? The Big Ten has 6 of 16 teams.
And Ohio State, insane.
That is insane. 37.5% of the teams are Big Ten. However, there's a really good likelihood that the Big Ten won't win it. That's the crazy part. That's what's so wonderful about March Madness.
Yeah. No, there's these Sweet 16 matchups I really love. There's some of them. Houston and Illinois. That is going to be a great game. Nebraska,
that's so good.
Nebraska and Iowa might be in the top 3 of them. Michigan, Alabama, 2024 college football playoff rematch. Texas, Purdue, I'm not super high on. Arizona and Arkansas is the game I love. You talk about Michigan State and UConn. The game of the weekend is going to be Duke, of the Sweet 16 is going to be Duke and St. John's. Duke has obviously struggled through the first 2 games. They don't want to turn it on until the second half, really the last 10 minutes of the last 2 games. And St. John's is playing electric. They're having a lot of fun playing basketball. And a lot of people have picked Duke, me included. If Duke goes and beats St. John's, and then probably UConn, and then probably Houston, and then probably Michigan, they're going to earn it. But man, they're not going to do it.
If they do that, they are probably in the top 10% of college basketball teams ever. That's a hard road, man.
And you say that while also struggling with Siena in the first round. First time ever a 16 seed was up by double digits at halftime. It is amazing. They can go finish it to see how they've struggled that first half and the first half with TCU. And had Ohio State beat TCU.
Siena just got tired. Siena just got tired,
They played 5 guys for 59 minutes or 39 minutes and 55 seconds.
Yeah,
if
stupid.
Ohio State had beat TCU, there was no way that they were going to give Duke a game. Duke would have pooped all over them because
they're very. Again, I'm not a big believer in the ACC.
I hear
remember,
you. I know you.
They
said this the other day.
They should have beat Virginia, and lo and behold, what did Virginia do? You know.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm not.
I watched the
a big
Ohio State
believer in
game. We had it on at work. I had it on the. I mean, sorry, we were watching it after the kids had left. No kids.
Yeah.
I said period off. I had it on. Mr. Kurt McKibben was in my room. Let's talk about this Ohio State game real quick, because then I want to go and reference the Kentucky game. Ohio State has the ball with 4.5 seconds left under the basket, and we have to settle for a half-court shot. And then Kentucky gets the ball against Santa Clara. Santa Clara, big-time three-point shot to go up by 3. Kentucky, they get it, and they go get it. It's a deep wing shot, but they get it past the half-court shot. On the
From
wing,
the logo.
banks it in. Yeah, but it's a better shot with less time, and is able to get it off. What is Diebler drawing? Don't call the timeout. If that's what you're going to draw, don't call the timeout. Like you are just you're giving TCU an opportunity, get set up, just get the ball in bounds and go. If that is what we're going to draw up, if that's what you're going to come up with, just let it happen naturally.
Right. To draw up a play to make their shooter 90 feet from the basket, I think he picked up the ball. He got the ball inside the arc, the charging arc. And to go that far, change direction. Listen, and again, I'll say this again. I know Diebler, he got to the tournament, but I'm telling you, if he does not go to the tournament next year, they need to let him go.
They need to let him go. He's just not the fit man. He's not the right guy.
No.
And his brother was really good at shooting threes, and so they hired him.
No, I do think Diebler, if he gets let go, I think he'll go somewhere else, and I think he'll have success there.
Sure.
But I think the Big Ten is really good. It's really good this year. It's very competitive, and it's going to be that way from here on out. Just because of the size of the conference and the money that goes into it for NIL and stuff. So to compete with that, I think it might just be too big for him, and that's okay.
Listen,
right now. That's okay. That's okay.
We got lucky that Ohio State was able to find Ryan Day, and his first big time head coaching job was his first head coaching job in general was Ohio State. He's been really good.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen often, and it wasn't going to happen with Diebler. Like the writing was on the wall originally when they got rid of Holtman, and they had a chance to go get Dusty May. They had a chance to go get Calipari, and both those guys are still coaching basketball. Both those guys wanted to come to Ohio State, and now neither are here, and we're stuck with what we have. And what we were the 9th best team in college basketball in the Big Ten this year. You just said 6 out of 16, and again, I don't think we beat Duke, but we didn't even get ourselves a chance to be one of those 6 of 16 teams. And here we are. Now we got to go watch Michigan State, Purdue, Iowa, Nebraska, Illinois, and your rival be in the dance still. And we're just okay with what Diebler did, and we're not. It's just gonna happen again next year.
It's frustrating, and you're right. It is. It's a problem with where money is spent and where the investment is, and it's a struggle because I mean, like Ohio State wrestling is really great. The hockey teams, both men and women, very good. Synchronized swimming is unbelievable.
Archery or shooting or something.
Yeah. All the money goes to football, and there's so many great sport programs, and it's just like, yeah, but the two big money makers, one of them's getting all the money, and they're doing great. The other one is kind of meh, and it's just, but we always have this thing in our head of, well, I remember when Thad Matta was here. Yeah, I remember when Joe O'Brien was there too, but there were some great teams, great programs. But we're never going to have that again. We just have to face it. We're not going to. That was just the golden thing, and we talked about it already. But
Ohio State should be able to have that, though. You're right. O'Brien has some good teams. Thad Matta had some really, really good teams with some absolute dogs. Ohio State they've been able to recruit 5 stars in the past. I mean, you had D'Lo,
right?
You had Malachi Branham, you obviously had Greg Oden, you had Jared Sullinger, you had those guys. Ohio State should be able to go get those guys. The problem is like I also like in some aspect football is changing. We know that the evolution or the recruiting of college football players is different now. But you still had to have some dudes that grew up and they just want to be Ohio State Buckeyes no matter what.
Right.
And they stick to it and they become dogs. You have to get guys that want to be Buckeyes. You had that with Aaron Kraft. You had that with Sullinger. And it just doesn't exist anymore. Ohio State has to go find those dudes that are absolute dogs that want to be Buckeyes and get guys that just can stick around a little bit. And Bruce Thornton, obviously, like, you know, I'm not trying to dog on Thornton, but it just, like, maybe I'm just not invested as I was because I couldn't get past Holtman. I didn't like the hiring. I wasn't invested in these teams as much as I was when Aaron Kraft was around, when Evan Turner was around, when EJ Liddell was around and everything. Like, those are teams that I really liked, whether they were great or not and won games or not. I mean, Aaron Kraft's last 30 seconds of his Ohio State career, he's laying in their basket watching the ball not go in as we lost to Dayton. You know, EJ Liddell. We lose to Oral Roberts, but those teams I had a little bit of a connection to. Holtman just threw that away, and they didn't bring it back with, and so I don't know. I wanted to be there. The Ohio State should be good enough to where they are, better than what they are.
And I agree, but it's with NIL and pillaging and everything else. I'm worried about them losing Bynum. I'm worried about them losing Mobley. Amari Bynum, that dude is
I saw on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
Mobley, if Mobley doesn't play the way he did, we don't come back. I mean, he was the whole reason we came back in the second half. I saw something. Did Mobley say something after the game that was like, people were like, oh, this is indication he's coming back? Did he say something after the game, or was it just some Facebook post that was like...
I didn't catch that. If Mobley leaves, that hurts us.
Chalk it up as a lost season.
Listen, there's a lot of guys that are 5'11" that are really good, okay? But Bynum, the athleticism that he has, that is, and he's only a freshman, dude. He is a developing project, but he could potentially, by the time he's a junior, be a first-round draft pick in the NBA. He's that athletic. And you could finally see from when he started the year to where he ended, the curve on him was scary. So
those two. I mean, they were the two best players for us the other day, and they were the best players on the field or on the basketball court in the second half. Before we get to your conversation, let's rapid fire through these 8 games. I want your winners, and then you can stick to your bracket prediction. You can, based on what you've seen, go from there. Arizona, Arkansas.
Okay, well, first of all, I have one bracket that's officially out. My Florida winner is out. But my other bracket, Duke, I think I'm like number 13. I'm still in that. So that's a possibility. I'm right in it. Yep. Okay, so go ahead. Arizona, Arkansas.
Arkansas. Who you got?
I have Arizona winning in both of these. I'm looking at the two that I have that are doing well.
I got you.
I have Arizona.
Arkansas. I'm going Arkansas. They 97 points, 94 points. They are scoring like crazy right now. I don't love Arizona. I've said it from the very beginning. I just don't trust them in March. I don't care who's on the team. You can put Bryce James, Bronny James, LeBron James. I don't trust Arizona in March.
That's a good one right there. LeBron James. My mom's a shame. Give me the Arkansas Razorbacks in 5.
Texas,
here's
Purdue.
The thing. No, okay, hold on. Arkansas has a great guard, right? Great player. It starts with an A. I can't remember his name.
Cam.
Aquano, huh? Arquano or whatever. He's really good though. Here's the problem. Arizona has that too, plus other weapons. I think that's going to hurt Arkansas. What'd you say, Purdue? I have Purdue winning in both of these.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Texas
Purdue. Texas
is hot, man.
Yeah,
Texas
they are hot. Only like the 6th ever play-in game to make it to the Sweet 16.
But they should have been a play-in to begin with. They just kind of tanked at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So they punished them by being a play-in team, but they should have not been. They weren't good enough to be in standard.
Michigan, Bama.
I have Michigan going in both of them. I think Bama being out with that player is going to hurt him depth-wise.
Yeah, again, Michigan they literally handed the path to the Final Four. But I'm going to go with them. Tennessee, Iowa State. Iowa State, I thought Kentucky was going to get them, and it was close up at halftime, and Iowa State just said, "Hey, we are better than you. Stop playing with us."
Yeah, I have Iowa State in my number one bracket. I had originally Virginia going in my other bracket. I had Virginia going and getting hot just because I was like, see what an upset happens. But I do think Iowa State, they really turned it on. You saw against Kentucky, and so it's going to happen. They're really good. They're hitting on all cylinders.
Illinois, Houston.
Okay, in my number one bracket, I have Illinois on the upset. Here's the thing. Houston has a great defense, and that's a trademark of how he runs his teams, okay?
47 points and 57 points the last two games. Now, I know it's Idaho and Texas A&M, but still, like...
The big problem is this. Illinois has a lot of European players. They play a European style of basketball. Houston does not see that in the Big 12. They don't see that very often. And that's why teams struggle to play against them and beat them in 40 minutes. It's a very unconventional, suave, fundamental basketball, and it's hard to play against. I have Houston winning in one bracket, and I have Illinois winning in my other one. But I think that's a great game.
Which one gets it? You got to pick one.
If I have to pick one, I think it's I'm going to say Illinois.
Gotcha. I'm going to go Houston. I think the defense is going to suffocate. Illinois is playing really well. They shut down VCU. VCU after the big Magic win against North Carolina. Illinois, it wasn't even a game, but I just like Houston a lot. This is one of my favorite games of the upcoming week. Iowa and Nebraska. Iowa, the number one seed killer. Nebraska had never won a tournament game ever. They won more this year than they have ever in the last 70 years of March Madness. 4 seed Nebraska, 9 Iowa. I go Nebraska.
In the Battle of the Corn. The Battle of Corn.
The Maze.
The Maze. It's amazing. I had Florida winning, obviously, and going nuts. So if I'm just picking blind, I think Iowa. Nebraska plays really well. They're deceptive. They're just like, it's like a bunch of rum-dum guys in the backyard that are really good at basketball, and they play well as a team. But Iowa's so fundamental. Iowa beat Florida, and their best player didn't even make a three-pointer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, they're so fundamental. I really like Iowa playing, and I think they're going to stay hot.
Yeah, I'm going to say this about Iowa real quick. Obviously, last night, they blow a bit of a lead, but it never felt like during that lead that they were flustered. It just was like the lead got shrunk because Florida is a good basketball team and obviously number one seed, and Iowa still found a way to win, but they weren't flustered by it. It wasn't like, oh my, like you really thought that, like obviously it could win both ways, but I don't think the Iowa players thought that. Yeah.
Don't forget, because, and I'm not saying, the SEC is the third best conference in basketball. Florida they've had the crap kicked out of them a couple times this year. But Iowa has played in the Big Ten where there's a lot of competition and games are really, really close. Florida has been beat up a couple times this year, but they've also kicked the crap out of some teams too. So Iowa was really battle tested, and you could see that and how they finished.
Yep. 2 more games. I love this bracket for last because it's the best 2 matchups. Michigan State, UConn. Tom Izzo, man, he finds a way. It doesn't matter who's in front of him. He's going to find his way to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4. UConn is UConn. Danny Hurley is really good. You know who the real loser in this game is going to be? The refs. Can you imagine the whining you're going to have to hear? Like, they made a big deal about the UCLA coach and the UConn coach. Like, rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, oh, dude, man. Like, stop it. Stop it, Erica Kirk. I'm going UConn. I'm going UConn, but I think it's going to be a great game from tip to end.
I think it's going to be UConn. UConn has the size down low with their post players. They've got 2 great post players that, as good as Kohler is and can flex out and shoot threes and such, I think it's going to come down to offensive rebounding. And UConn's offensive rebounding, I think, is just better. They have softer shooters, and that benefits UConn in the end. And I think UConn's going to end up winning by about 4 or 5.
And then I think the best game, St. John's and Duke. St. John's is playing well. Duke is not, but Duke is a heavy favorite on everybody's bracket. They are a 6.5-point favorite overall. Rick Pitino, it doesn't. They hit that game winner. He's just like, good game. On to the next one. I mean, it is stone cold killer mentality. Whereas John Shire and Duke, he's a young guy. He lets emotions, play into a part of a lot of things. He's been doing this for 50 years. I mean, he's like the third or fourth coach ever to lead 5 teams or 5 decades worth of teams into Sweet 16. First time since 1999 for St. John's. I mean, it is.
Yeah. The
magic's there for him. Can Pitino get it done over Duke?
Watching St. John, again, they are very tough and scrappy. They are everything that Duke is not.
Mm-hmm.
Duke is not tough. They are not scrappy. They just have some good basketball players that shoot the ball well and everything. But St. John, man, they're the lunch pail team. You know what I mean? And sometimes those snotty kids in the Duke uniforms, they get smacked in the mouth and they don't know what to do. And you kind of saw that with Siena. And then you saw that a little bit with TCU, that lunch pail mentality. I have Duke winning, but don't be surprised at all if St. John wins. I can totally see it happening.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to pick Duke, but if St. John's wins and goes and bust most of these brackets,
I'm not surprised at all.
I'm not shocked at all. And it was one that when I was making the bracket that I was like, listen, I believed in Duke. I believe Duke was the best team, but this was one of the hardest games to pick because Rick Pitino, man.
Yeah.
The Godfather's been doing it for a long time. Yep.
And unlike last year he had some of his own players, and you could tell that it's like it wasn't what he wanted it to be, but he was cooking. The boy was cooking. And
now he's the chef, and he goes and buys his own groceries.
Yeah. So, but past there, who do you have in your Final Four?
I'm right as of where it stands right now. I'm gonna go Duke. I'm gonna go Houston. I'm gonna go Michigan, and I'm gonna go Arkansas.
Okay.
Which is pretty similar to like all my top 2 brackets. That's pretty much what I had. I think I had Florida in one of them too, but I had Houston winning in one. I've been believing in Arkansas early on, so my Final Four, at least 3 of my 4 is pretty much intact still. And Michigan's on that I wanted to do it. Just again. Hey, guys, here's an open pathway for you straight to the Final Four. Nobody's going to stand in your way. There's no bouncer here checking IDs. You guys just go right on in. I mean, it's just absolute joke. Absolute joke. Yours, and then let's get to CamDog conversation.
And one of them I have Duke. I have Duke, Houston, Arizona, and Michigan. Purdue can be sneaky, but Purdue has to win against Texas. The other one I have UConn, and then I did have Florida, so that's and that's the one I'm winning in right now. So, but a lot of people had Florida. So if Houston, someone could beat me if they have Houston, going further, and obviously I did. So if Illinois wins this weekend, Sabo, if Illinois and UConn goes to the Final Four, I'm in a really good position to get $555.
Give or take. I'll just probably refund you your $15 and pocket the rest.
Okay. All right.
Just kidding. I'm a fair, honest competition man. And anybody that's ever been in my leagues, I always pay. I listen. There's never any funny business that ever goes on. You can ask CamDog. He won it a few years ago himself.
That's true. And I got third last year.
I did say, won. Hey, wait. I always do remind him, hey, wait 90 days to cash a check. Just kidding.
Okay. So, what is your favorite and least favorite Little Debbie snack?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Listen, I'm a fat kid at heart. I'm a big boy as an adult. Okay. Listen, I love a good little Debbie snack.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Diabetes.
I don't know. Like I wouldn't eat them every day anymore, but I love a good oatmeal cream pie. I mean, there's just
really.
I don't like
it's
oatmeal
hard to go
anything
wrong.
else. I don't do oatmeal in anything else. I really don't. I'm not a big oatmeal cookie guy. I don't eat oatmeal for breakfast. Like, I love a Nutty Buddy. I love a Swiss roll, but an oatmeal cream pie is as elite as it comes. Now, the worst. I think this might be a hot take, but I really don't think it's a hot take. I think it's not a good overall thing. Is a zebra cake. It is just too much fake cake. The frosting on it just gets clumpy on. It is. It's just fake cake. The frosting on it is just too clumpy. It just sticks to the roof of your mouth, and there's no real good flavor in it. Like I don't know.
Now hold on.
Zebra cake.
So do you not like the Christmas trees then either for that very reason?
Yeah, like all those those ones are yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, like,
on.
I'll eat them, but I don't love them. Now, like, and don't get I'm sure that there's like one-off little Debbie snacks that I maybe haven't had. If we're talking like the OG, like original ones, like when you think of Little Debbie, here's another one that's not great. Is a Star Crunch. I used to like Star Crunch, but not anymore. Yeah.
What? What's wrong with you? How could you not? Star Crunch is my number one. Like,
really?
How could you not? It's got rice. Crispy rice, you got caramel, you got a little chewy thing. I don't even know what it is, but it's good. And it's chocolate covered.
I'm not a huge chocolate guy as is. So like I don't know. I say that and like a cosmic brownie is okay. I like a cosmic brownie. I like a Swiss roll. So it's just like it just all depends on when you get it. But I would say oatmeal cream pie is my number one, and zebra cakes and Star Crunch my number two, my bottom. But you asked me again next week and like honey buns. How can you turn down a honey bun? I say that.
Honey buns are my least favorite. I don't like it. Here's the thing, when you have they're not as good as like what Hostess makes. You know what I mean? I just don't like them.
Yeah. Now I'm like looking at. I went to the Google and I typed in Little Debbie snacks. I'm looking at like a grocery store of it.
Yeah.
Spin wheels, no. I don't need a spin wheel.
I can't believe you just don't
Nutty
like
Buddy cakes. Like they have Nutty Buddy cakes now. I don't need Nutty Buddy cake. I don't.
I don't like Swiss rolls very much. I'll be honest.
They're mid. They're middle. They're in the middle for me. They're in the middle.
Yeah, and oatmeal cream pies, they're definitely very reliable. Fudge rounds are good. I'm looking at some, and I'm the peanut butter crunch. Have you ever had those peanut butter crunch ones before?
Maybe.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And like the people are like
now they have the birthday cake cream pies. Those are really good. The snickerdoodle cream pie is really good. The chocolate chip cream pie is really good. Like if we're doing all those like rare or the not original ones, those are all up in my top tier list also.
Yeah. The spin wheels. Oh, the spin wheels. Nutty Buddies are always good too, man. Have you ever had a frozen Nutty Buddy?
No, I haven't, but I like off-brand Nutty Buddies too. Nutty Buddies are my friend.
Off-brand Nutty Buddies are never. It's just not as good. It's disappointing.
Well, sure. It's like, hey, listen, I love a good Dr. Pepper, and it's Mr. Pibb is okay. It's no Dr. Pepper, you know what I mean? But
what about Dr. Thunder?
Same thing. Like I love Dr. Pepper. Sometimes the Dr. Thunder, if that's what you got, it'll get the job done.
It's Sam's choice.
Yeah, Sam. Good old Sam.
Sam Walton. You know my aunt. Well, I don't know if she did, but my aunt's dad, his name is Dallas Baggett. He was friends with Sam Walton, I guess. And I'm like, did you not like get his house or anything? How'd you not work your way in on that will?
Listen, I worked at Walmart for 6 years. I should be in the will by now.
Sorry. But I tell you what, we'll give you 10% off an electronics item.
Yeah. They're like, hey, 10% off everything except for food and most electronics items. It's okay.
It's 10% off on an ONN TV. That's it.
Yeah. I got one more story for you. Mr. Todd Rosson. I take care of people that took care of me. Todd Rosson came in for one time, and they were selling like those the arcade games of the mini version.
Oh yeah.
And Rosson's like, hey, say what. Like I played for Mr. Todd Rosson back in the day. I got to coach with Mr. Todd Rosson for a good amount of time. Todd Rosson, somebody to take care of me, so I'll take care of Todd Rosson. He said, anyway, you give me a little bit of a discount. I was like, I don't know, Roston. Kick the box. Hey, this box is damaged. Give him 10% real quick. I'll override it. I did that for people a few times. Austin Johnson came in one time, same thing. Hey, about TV. He's talking to me. Good guy. Hey, this box is a little ripped. Just give him 10% off. I took care of people. Yeah, I took care of people.
That's right. It's the thought that counts. It's the little people, Griswold. Little people like you.
Yeah, little people like you. All right. Anything else for the good of the order? Next week, Final Four, National Championship preview, and
the women, the Ohio State women lost today at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
The women's hockey team lost in the national championship game. But you know what? Not everyone wins. Only one team can. So still good seasons, good for them. You still don't want to come over and help me pick up sticks?
Nope, I'm too busy enjoying my spring break. Enjoy the rest of your spring break, picking up sticks, and I will see you on the flip side.
Yeah!
Jamal, take it out, buddy.
Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.